I I climbed a wall. I'm in the dark. There's toes here. It's a beautiful thing. The main objective for today is to just fucking explore, I guess. I guess find more light roots and find some zonite. But there's a whole Yiga. They have like Yiga zonite and shit. That's so... Oh. Don't want to step in the gloom. That's so strange. I'm gonna have to come back here. I don't know if I want to go up there, though they might be situated around zonite. Ah! That's like, that's the main reason I'm here. For zonite. Oh, come here. What is that? Is that a cube? Ah! Okay. Oh good, it doesn't immediately take your hearts. You need to like get stuck in the icky sticky. Good to know. Oh, and also I should probably start the timer. I did a good job of watching the clock last time, but still. You know, I already don't have a great habit of turning that thing on, so it wouldn't hurt to try to do a better job. Yeah, that's a monster camp. I think they're around any zonite. Doesn't look like it. Oh. Dang. Oh, and another dead guy. What do you got? Ooh, the fast spinning claymore with extra durability. Huge W. Get him. Yeah. Oh, he had a bomb. Uh... Oh, if I just get hit by their arrows, I get fucked too. That's not good. You're gloomy. Oh, Tulin. Tulin, thank you for your enthusiasm, but it's causing problems. Oh my god. Alright. I have food for this. You. I have it. Glow? You. Gloom resistance? Did I not actually cook the food that heals the sun? I cooked glow? Okay. Well, I have the... I have the food. Just didn't make it. Fuck, man. Good thing I have one of these on hand. You know, because I have the sunflowers still. Might want to put 3 of these. One of these, and I should have rock salt, correct? Yep. And we're finally making use of the goddamn cock and ball mangler. Crazy. Alright. Oh. You know, the Lazal do have bows. I don't remember which button it was. I'm just like, it's scary down here. You know, things do less damage, but they do permanent damage. And it's not even just if they hit you with their sword, right? Because like, oh, I'm all covered in icky goo. It's like, no, if they hit you at all with any weapon, your ass is getting gloomed. See ya. Okay. There's so much Zonite here, though. Monster camps are lousy with the stuff. That's beautiful. Shut up. You're weird. Yeah, no wonder it's like 100 Zonite to get one battery upgrade, dude. Look at this shit. Oh. Oh, I did the thing. I picked up the item before you blew it away, but that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I gotta be careful not to, like, gust shit that I want. That. Oh, this is giving me, like, a Deep Rock vibe. Just because it's, like, a big, dark, depressing cave. Or maybe, like, the... I don't know. I don't know. I came into Deep Rock, like... And it was never really scary. I don't... Like, Deep Rock never frightened me. This does. Because if I take damage, it's permanent. And that's scary. You know? Ooh, shit. Huge bow. God damn. Yeah, and it's not a stick bow, so it'll last longer. It's just like, this is frightening. I don't like... The stakes are high now, and I don't have, like, anywhere I can cook. I have to be, like, mindful. Thank you for your weapon. Hope that guy can rest easy now. Yeah, I guess let's press on to the route. It's like, look at that. It's clean. It's real. I wish I kept that black tail. Honestly. I mean, it does more, it does more damage, right? Yeah, 16. Plus the 15. It'll do, like, around the same amount of damage. Of course, I could give it, like, a bigger, scarier horn. Yeah, no, let's give it a bigger, scarier horn. $43, and it consumes less stamina when spinning. I don't know, maybe it would have been better. No, it would have been better to be the tail, because I can crowd control for longer. Ah, whatever. Bah humbug. Alright. Let's equip the kit. Nut grinder, your divine purpose has come. We will be... Fucking... You will be my weapon. While I navigate the fearful cavern. So I don't need to shoot every time with this. I can just toss. Ooh. Ah. Bunch of Poe over there. It also does make me worried. Oh my god! There's a cube man down here! Holy shit. Might have been a waste of a big seed, but there's a cube man. Probably like a level 3. I don't know. I'd expect the cube men to be really mean. I expect anything in the depths to be really mean. Let's be 100. I also did not expect these weapons to be as common as they are. Hey, another one. Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't know what gloom resistance, like, does. I probably shouldn't have eaten that in a panic when I was getting beat up. But, you know, I was panicking. You're not, you know, exactly rational when you're panicking. But I wonder if that just makes it so I can walk through ground gloom, like, better. Or if I actually, like, resist gloom damage on hit. Oh. I could get a better view of that eye cube. Flux construct 2. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, I want to kick his ass. I want to kick his ass. I want to make the fucking cock grinder ultimatum. But I have an obligation. This is a steep obligation. Goddamn. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you do the jumps more? And the answer is, you climb more ground if you don't jump. But you move slower. Right? Jumping is for when, like, you know you're gonna make it. So, like, right now, I know I'm gonna make it. So I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna jump a couple times. I gotta stop exclusively using the big ones, but it's like, oh man, I want to see. Though this does, I play a lot of Scout when I play Deep Rock, so this is like accurate to that experience. Here's some more raw cliff face bouldering. Oh, the dirt, it's like mold wall. Ugh. I've got so many diseases from climbing this. It even sounds like soft when he gets football. Ugh. You know, oh, there's our target, though. It was all worth it. You know, I brought up earlier that, like, that I was kind of disappointed with, like, the first... I was, like, immediately disappointed with the first, like, episode of this recording session. Because it just felt like I had just woken up. I don't know, like I didn't have anything good to say. It felt like I was like regressing after the wind temple where I was able to hold an actual conversation, you know? Oh. 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 Let's just not die right there. Let's not fall to our deaths. And well, I didn't bring up that it felt like I was regressing back to a primal Ooga Booga. You know, because I've complained about it already. Or I haven't complained about it, I've just kind of mentioned it. Right, but I'm like, I'm just like frustrated. Because I hadn't just woken up, I had like woken up, gotten ready, had lunch, right? I should be firing on all cylinders, but I just, you know, I was jammed by Zelda and its abstract beauty. You know, I would have actually started recording earlier. if I didn't watch a 1-hour like documentary on dubstep. And that's like such a what are you fucking doing watching a 1-hour documentary on dubstep, you weirdo? Right? And I would agree with you, right? Here. I left the video pulled up so I could mention the exact channel, the exact guy that made it for all 3 people that are going to see this. But honestly, I think it was like a good video and I'd like to recommend it. But it's called All My Homies Hate Skrillex by Timba on Toast, right? And like Timba has an H at the end and it's separated by periods. And it's basically just like, this is what dubstep was, right? Like, basically, like it isn't, what am I trying to say here? Dubstep isn't just what Skrillex music sounds like. Skrillex. I always called it Skrillex, but while talking to my sister shortly before starting this session, hey bro, she was like, Skrillex? You know, a raised eyebrow. Why are you pronouncing it like that? So now I know better. Alright, neutered. Right. It isn't just his music. And it wasn't like born to be... What am I trying to say? I'll talk about it after I'm done fighting this guy. Because truth be told, you know, this is like the thinking man's boss fight. And I need to solve problems on the fly. Flux Construct 2. Tulin, get the last shot. Aww. It would have been so beautiful if you had gotten the last shot, buddy. Oh. I made a mistake. Oh. Yeah! Yeah! Tulin! My bones are broken. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a video about dubstep, and I was surprised to figure out that it wasn't just, like, the annoying, like, clubby, like, hey, let's open up with a nice... I don't know what to call it. Just like, let's open up with a nice, like, 90s, like, rave... What do I want to say here? There's more history with the genre than I previously thought, and there are honest, like, to goodness, like, great songs within it that are worthy of merit. And like, saying that out loud, it's like, oh really? An entire genre of music is more than you initially thought it was, and it has like examples within its confines that are worthy of merit. Crazy, right? Because it's like there's no totally bad music genre. Even if like you personally don't enjoy it, like subjectively, I feel like for any genre that's like able to establish itself, right? That's an important asterisk, right? Because you could just like, hey, check out this new genre. I call it like fucking flipcore or whatever the fuck. And it's just like the soundbite of Captain Knuckles from Chowder going, oh, whenever the dog did the flip, just over and over and over again, right? Like, no one's gonna take that shit seriously. That's not real. But like with shit like dubstep or fucking swing, or just, you know, talking as broad as possible, just electronic music in general, there are always going to be standout good pieces, even if there are things about them you don't like, right? Like, an easy criticism with Daft Punk is that the songs are very, like, repetitive, right? It's kind of just like bros jamming, doing a couple riffs and saying a couple words. But, you know, you gotta give them merit. Those are really good riffs. And even then, above that, they do a really good job, like, instrumenting around the riffs to kind of establish a vibe that you can kind of rock with and kind of almost go on a journey alongside. Right? Like, their music was made to be heard in a club. It's supposed to be anchored with some sort of physical experience. And with that physical experience, it's supposed to, like, transform it. Right? Augment it. Congeal with it. And make something greater than the sum of its parts. So if you're just, like, listening to Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger on your own, while you're doing nothing, like, yeah, it's gonna be a bit boring. But if you're, like, working out, or at the club, or, you know, insert thing here, if you're doing something, it makes for great, like, a great anthem for that. Right? And just, for some people, that's icky stinky. Oh, wow, you have to be doing something else for the music to be worth listening to. That's so lame. It's like, I think you're not being fair. But I digress, right? With dubstep, it wasn't always, and it even isn't, right? It isn't entirely what you think it is. It's the point I'm, like, tripping on over and over here. Right? Matter of fact, like, that kind of, like, stereotypical YouTuber joke, Skrillex song kind of thing is referred to as bro step by, like, real dubbers, real dubstep boys, you know? Real gamers. And it's for good reason. It's kind of just like bass drops and unconnected ideas over and over and over again. And that sucks. Because previously, dubstep was kind of this, like, post... It was kind of like a reflection. You know, it was like a post... Okay, so I'm thinking about writing up to kill these guys while I'm trying to talk about the intricacies. That's the word. The intricacies of, like, a developing genre. Right, but before dubstep, like, hit its prime in, you know, the early 2000s, it was preceded by, or at least in the UK, it was preceded by garage, right? Like, Europe, or I don't know if it's just European. I think that's too broad of a label. But just, like, England garage music, right? And the soul of garage was this, like, opulent, optimistic capsule of how the young people of the era felt at the time. Because, you know, for the first time in forever, they had all of this money. Like, that they had the most money they've ever had in that instant. And it felt like it could only get better from here. Oh, there's nothing wrong. We're living the dream. You know, life is so great. And, you know, in time, a bit of, like, a counter sound would develop, and that would be dubstep, right? And what like, dubstep was in its larval phase was, it kind of spoke to... What am I getting at here, man? I'm doing a bad job. Ooh. Oh, I'm doing a bad job of summarizing the video. But basically, it was like this counter movement, kind of speaking to this kind of eerie, like, not unwelcoming, not uncanny, but like this kind of, like, it spoke to the ephemeral feeling of being in, like, the city, right? Like, just walking around on the street, that strange, like, just kind of vibing. I live here, but I don't really feel like I belong, maybe. I forget. Timba does a much better job of phrasing it because he's much more passionate for the genre. He states that, like, it's something he had been doing as a hobby for years, right? But basically, it was this, like, this urban environment is strange and kind of daunting and kind of scary. If you are walking around your city trying to go back home, you don't feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like you're kind of skirting around in the dark. And it, you know, and this kind of spoke to that. Dubstep music was made to kind of speak to that, like, dingy, eerie vibe that came with roaming around, you know, this England at the time, or London, or whatever. I'm doing a horrible, horrible job. It's a really good video. I highly recommend it. Basically, the main reason why Bro Step ended up kind of consuming the 7 other sounds that were competing to become, like, the most prolific sound in dubstep ultimately kind of, like, came down to a cigarette ban. Right? Because a lot of people would smoke a cigarette to kind of vibe and be transported by the, you know, the bass or the dulcet tones or... God, I'm sucking so bad. I need to stop. I need to stop, like, being upset and just speak, but it's so hard to not be upset. Oh, shit. Okay. I forgot that thing disappeared in time. I want to go see what these rocks are. It's a really good video. Dubstep was, like, a very... There's a bunch of different styles. And while it's kind of fallen out of favor, it's still, like, out there. You can still listen to, like, a... You know, the guy, like, recommends a bunch of albums that he really enjoyed. And I don't know. If you're, like, a dubstep hater, like I loved to be, I recommend the video. It's cool, right? Because, like, I grew up in America. I wasn't there when dubstep was kind of coming into its own in, like, the underground scene in England. Or, fucking, I keep saying England, in London. So, there's a lot of context that I missed. And the only part that I got to see was Skrillex, because, like, Erin was the one, my sister, right, she was the one that was really into that. So she was the one that was sharing specifically that kind of dubstep with everyone. And I was like, man, I fucking hate this. There'd be a melody at the beginning that'd be really like, ooh, I vibe with this. And then, like, a guy would just come in with a fucking sledgehammer, and there goes the melody, and there goes, like, all semblance of, like, constant, of vibe. It's just a new, shifting thing every 30 seconds, and it's like, man, this blows, I think. Like, I think I hate this. There's no vibe. I just want to relax. Right? I don't want to be taken on a little journey, but the journey here is, like, a greatest hits list of several flavors of sledgehammer. But, you know, I've been led to believe that there's something in there. There's something in that mess, in that gamut of competing sounds that I might enjoy from the genre, and I'd like to give it a second try. Right? And if you're like me and you grew up in America and you either, like, used to listen to dubstep and you don't like it anymore, or, like, whatever, right? Or you hated it because it was annoying, or you liked it and you still kind of like it. And, you know, I'm talking about this, like, oh, hey, there's an entire, like, world of dubbing and stepping that, you know, the common American doesn't fucking know about, like, realistically. Or at least didn't know about at the time. I'm sure as time's gone by, you know, that's changed over time with the passage, right? Because there was also, like, back when, you know, Skrillex and bro step was really popular, or was like popping off, it was getting huge. There were a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, you want to hear real dubstep? And, you know, some people in the comments of that, like, little documentary were like, oh yeah, you know, those guys that were like, those guys, the real dubstep enjoyers in the YouTube comments who would just say, hey, check this out. This is the real shit. Not in like an aggressive way, but in like a, hey, you know, keep this one. They would have like their entire taste in music like, shifted by those recommendations. It's like, I want to hear that. Because, especially because like some of the music that Timba played, like, oh, I like that. I like that melody or that sound. I want to hear more of it. I never thought I'd say that. Here I am. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. I'm trying to talk, and it's not fucking working. Yeah, that's okay. Again, this whole thing's kind of just a learning process, right? And I've got a lot to fucking learn. This is cool, though. But it's also, past time on our timer. But I don't think I want to be done here yet. Because I just stopped in front of a garage with a bunch of wheels and external batteries, so I think I want to do one more exploring the depths ass episode, and then I think I'll call it for the whole session. Not that you're going to be able to tell, but whatever. You know, hey, who knows? Maybe in the next one I'll do a better job of articulating my point. Because the Mortal Kombat thing I did eventually come around, so... Whoa, no. What? I'll see you then.